Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to my conservatory in Blanchardstown, which is a western suburb of Dublin. It's the 19th of August 2017 and about quarter to 4 in the afternoon. It isn't unusual for the temperature in the conservatory to go up to about 30 or 35 degrees Celsius. But right now it's feeling rather cooler. Let's just check the thermometer over here. Yeah, it's about 25, 26 degrees. The weather in Ireland is rather unsettled for the last few weeks. The early part of the summer was very good, but the latter part of the summer has been very disappointing. It's about 16 degrees outside today. Now this is an old crit-all conservatory which I erected over 30 years ago. In fact, it's more of a glass house than a conservatory, and I use it as a glass house. It's unheated, so the temperature drops in winter, but it's always a few degrees above the outside temperature. But it can be very pleasant in the winter sunshine. Now everything I grow is just for fun. I find growing things very therapeutic and interesting. I like to experiment and I take quite a few cuttings. I grow the cuttings, I repot them, and then eventually I pass them on to friends. In the summertime I usually water plants in the morning and again in the evening. Let's look a bit more closely at what I've got at the moment. Well, over here I have a rondo vine. I have it a few weeks and I purchased it unpotted. And I planted it into this rather inexpensive IKEA trash bin. Of course I drilled a few holes for drainage. Now Rondo is one of only a few vine varieties that will grow successfully outdoors in Ireland. And as you can see, I've had quite a bit of growth over the last couple of weeks, in spite of the weather. As you can see, I have a few citrus plants, and some of these citrus plants are actually grown from seed. I have some orange, I have some lemon, and I have some lime. In the background you'll see some spider plants, some geraniums, and some amaryllis. Perhaps my favourite plant of all is bougainvillea. You see some small bougainvillea plantlets here. Now, when I was on holidays earlier in the year, the parent plant was allowed to dry out. But I was able to save some of the wood, and so I have a few small plantlets as a result. Looking over to the left here, into the corner, I have some young vines. And these vines are underplanted with strawberry plants. As you can see, I like to get a few strawberry plants in whenever I can. Now this is interesting. This is a tomato plant, but I'd say it's grown in about 1 litre of soil. So it's amazing that it requires so little soil, and yet it can produce a fruit. Now over here on the other side of the conservatory, I have some more tomato plants. Now as it happens, all of these tomato plants that you see here are grown from seeds procured from an actual tomato, which is amazing when you think about it. It's very easy to do. You just cut the plant into slices, plant the slices, and wait for them to grow. And then you transplant the seedlings into pots. Now further along here we have a more mature vine. It's in quite a large pot here. But unfortunately it hasn't produced any crop this year. But there's quite a lot of growth in anyway, which is good. So it bodes well for future years. Now over here we have some more vines. This one here is a seedless Lakemont, which is actually a white grape. It'll probably take about 3 years to grow, but I only have it a couple of weeks, and there's been substantial growth once again over the last couple of weeks, which is good. Then over here we have an angel's trumpet, which has a small flower bud at the top. So I'm looking forward to seeing that bloom. And over here I have another vine, which is Zigrebi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But once again, I only have that a couple of weeks as well. Here we have some avocado plants. Now all of these plants are grown from avocado seeds. It's very easy to do. You just put the lower part of the seed in water and you keep the upper part of the seed dry. You can see very clearly the roots growing here. And here's one that I prepared earlier, as they say. On the far side of the conservatory, I have some more amaryllis and some aloe vera. Oh yeah, there's one plant here that I forgot to show you, and that's a kumquat. So it has a few fruit on it. So that's all for today. Perhaps we'll have a look outside on another occasion and we'll have a look at some of the outdoor plants that I'm growing. Okay, bye bye. Have a nice day.